All right, welcome back to Scavenger's Workshop. Um, Previously, we were printing C3po head. And as promised, I told you guys we're going to look at the Greebles. So let me go ahead and load those files up. Import S2L. So I want islands, iTube, eyes. I want the eyes. I want the antenna. I want the back detail. And I want the neck bolt. So these are the parts right here. So I want to copy this one because there's two of these. He has two eyes. I want to copy this one because he has two neck bolts. I want to copy this one because I want to print this in two different orientations. So, all right, let's go ahead and lay this one on its side and this one on its side right here. Let's take one of these bolts and we're going to rotate it on its side. See, it's pretty hard trying to get it right. There it is. Close enough. All right, so for this one right here, we're going to split it down the middle. And then we're going to flip it. What did I do? We're going to flip it over like that. And then this one we're going to print upright. So whenever you print something upright like this, make sure you have your bridge, right? Or your brim rather, not bridge, brim. Because the brim is that little extra that it prints outside of your thing, your part that makes adhere to the bed a little better. So let me see. Go ahead and render it and let's see what we're looking at. So this little area on the outside, this is your brim right here, and it's very important if you're printing stuff upright like that. So right now I have a collision in the pass of the brim, so I need to move this one out a little bit, and that one as well. So one other thing we're gonna try, like I told you guys, is we're gonna try ironing. So let me go back into there. Enable ironing right here. We want to do this to all top surfaces. So let me show you what that's supposed to do. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So let's take a look at this piece right here. So let me render it. And then I'm gonna bring it down. So right here on this flat surface right here, it's gonna take the hot end and run that hot end without without putting out any more filament. It's just gonna run that hot end over this area. It's called ironing, so it's gonna try and smooth out the layer lines or smooth out the surface. So that's what the ironing is going to do. So hopefully it makes that look a little better. I've never tried it before, so we're gonna try and see how it works out. I have it set to do all top surfaces, so we'll see. All right, conflict and pass. All right, let me go back. Move this over just a little bit. Render it. So, and we're printing this long piece in two different orientations to see which one comes out better. I suspect this one upright will be better because when you look here, it's going to be pretty hard looking, with those print layers because of can only get so much detail on these small pieces. So when I go back and try and, once I glue this together and sand it, it's gonna be hard to get that shape. So I did do 4 layers, so we'll see. So here's the Greebles. If there's any other kind of orientation you want me to print these in and test, just let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and export this, and I'll get back to you guys when it's done printing. All right, we are back, and this was a set of Greebles that I had printed, and I can immediately tell you right now that the flat surface inside these cavities here are completely smooth. So the ironing process that I showed you guys in the settings, that actually worked out really, really well. I'm surprised at how smooth the flat surface came out. Now, we did split the head Greeble. We split it in half to see how well it would do on a flat surface split versus printed upright. So I'm gonna take these parts off, clean them up a little bit, and see which one actually turned out better, and I'll get back to that a little bit later. Now, all the other pieces, we just printed them, you know, on a flat surface, and they all came out pretty smooth on the top layer, you know. So the ironing process is really good. That is definitely something you want to use if you have a print that's completely flat. Now, it does not work on curved surfaces and angled surfaces. So this inside surface that is on an angle, that you can still see the print lines, but the flat surface itself, completely smooth, no print lines. So definitely take advantage of that ironing process if your printer allows you to do that. All right, I'll get back to you in a few minutes once I clean these parts up and see how well they did. All right, so here's the parts. I didn't sand them down or anything, but just going over the different pieces. This one here was the one that was printed upright. As you can see, when I peeled the supports off of it, it did crack right here, so I had to glue it together. So as far as the overall looks initially, when it looks much better, but it's very, very fragile, you know. And then this one I split and printed it flat. Now this one will require a little bit more cleanup work. I will probably try and grab hold of this piece with a a drill, spin it, and just lightly run some sandpaper over there. I might even have to put in a little filler in this where it was split. Right, the alignment, I tried to line it up as best I could. It's slightly off, but that's not a big issue. In the future, I'd probably just print maybe 4 of these, and hope that I get one good one that comes out, or just get it printed on a resin printer. So this piece here was the piece that we did the ironing on, and the ironing process turned out really well. These flat surfaces, it looks like there's lines there, but it's not. It's just the way it is. It's really smooth, and I've got it zoomed in really well. So there's not a whole lot that needs to be done with this. I recommend you guys actually using the ironing process if you have that feature. It turned out really well. The same goes for the top surfaces of the eyes. So there's not going to be any work needed on these. I'm just going to pop these in and spray them. I know you can see the lines on an angle, but in a recessed area, it's not going to be that big of a deal, not that noticeable. Same with all these other pieces. They came out fairly well, all the top surfaces. So I may get some sandpaper on this beveled edge here and try and remove some of the lines, but overall it came out really well. So that's that. This is all the greebles, well, not all the greebles for the head. You know, I'll probably go over the greebles for the arms and whatnot in a later episode. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.